I'm not feeling great. I'm sick, as I said to my webcam. The doctor, he smiled kindly, but the silence between us felt colder than usual. No stethoscope pressed to my chest, no hand checking my pulse, just the webcam and my computer, and my body trying to be understood through a screen. And I started to wonder, what does healing look like when no one can touch you? Today I'm going to explore this topic a little bit because I am in fact sick. I have not had a telemedicine conversation, but that's where the world kind of shifted during COVID. So I want to explore what's the difference that makes the difference now when we don't care through touch. If you find this interesting, come along.
Welcome to the insides of my logbook while doing a PhD in AI. I'm hoping that you think, I hadn't thought about it like that. So, telemedicine was this backup plan. I think we all knew it from COVID, where we couldn't actually physically go anywhere, so we started with this notion of telemedicine, which is effectively getting medical consultations over a Zoom, WhatsApp, Google Meets, whatever video call online. So you, the sick patient, or me in this case, and a doctor on the other end. And it was the backup plan. But now it is a normal part of everyday healthcare. And through these screens, doctors listen, then they prescribe, check up, and then they reassure people that hopefully it'll all be okay. It became incredibly practical, quite efficient, cost-effective, which helped a lot of people. But it also redefined what it meant to examine someone. In the past, medicine was a sensory art. When I was a kid, my sister and I would play doctor, where we would go and use our little fake stethoscope and put it on the chest and those like hammers for the reflexes in the knees. We used to, without this sounding creepy, but you would touch bodies, palpate certain things to be like, oh, something's wrong or something's not wrong. So medicine was this sensory art. Doctors would smell infection, they would feel pulses, and they would listen for these hidden murmurs. And the human body spoke through touch way more before it spoke through text. But in a digital consultation, the senses collapse into sight and sound. And even those are compressed because they're mediated by a web call. When a diagnosis happens through a screen, the body becomes this story that we have to tell. Pain has to be translated into adjectives, into gestures, into lighting that's good enough for visibility. We became our own narrators, performing symptoms instead of simply showing them. The doctor, too, became this interpreter of pixels, reading skin tone through camera compression or weird lighting, and posture through lag. It's no longer a meeting between two bodies, but between two interfaces. Yet somehow we still try and connect, try and get our message across, to trust, to be seen, to be heard. I guess the body isn't gone. It's just mediated. There's something quietly unsettling about getting sick through a screen. You have to prove something that your body already knows. This pain becomes a kind of audition. You tilt your camera to show your throat, exaggerate a cough so the mic picks it up. The doctor nods. He or she takes notes, reads pixels like they're vital signs. It's not deception, it's translation. But with every translation, there is a tinge of performance. And that performance may have the power to change what that illness actually is. Because once this pain is presented, it stops being private. It becomes representational, something witnessed and interpreted. Philosophers would call this mediation of the body, when feeling passes through form. In telemedicine, the body is still there, but it's filtered, compressed, and edited. A version of you whose sole purpose is to convince. And maybe that's this eerie part. We're not just getting treated anymore. We're getting interpreted as well.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Maybe the point isn't to resist the said performance, but to understand it. Every act of communication is a performance, right? This, right now, is one too. The camera doesn't just change how others see us. It's also how we see ourselves. It changes that too. When we describe this pain to a lens, we start observing our body from the outside, like this third-person observer. It can be weird and alienating, but also incredibly revealing. Maybe technology is not removing this notion of touch being the most important factor here. Maybe it's teaching us to notice the human body a little bit differently. Give us ownership of it. And it's not just this internal feeling that we feel, but also this third person, I want to say objective, but it's obviously not objective, but this third person observer. Because in learning to express the invisible, we learn to listen to ourselves a little bit more, which I think is quite a good thing. I'm on my little feeling sorry for myself sick walk. I just finished work and I didn't film anything throughout work. I work from home because I hate it when people come to the office sick, because this is how I got sick. But I'm going to make a pizza now because comfort. I also didn't have a telemedicine call. The healthcare here in the Netherlands is not great. I'm just, I guess, suffering from it. And I want everyone's pity. Good evening. It's a bit early for a Friday night, but we're not feeling so lacquer. But let's take a look, or I invite you to think about a future where the performance in front of the camera becomes perfect. Cameras that will eventually be able to read your temperature. AI that understands micro expressions, and algorithms that are able to diagnose emotions and even illnesses. The body will no longer speak. It's decoded. You might not even have to act sick or even say when you're not feeling well. The machine will just know. And yet, without that act of showing, something essential disappears. Because performance wasn't just this proof. It was a connection. And maybe being a human means never translating ourselves perfectly. Because in that, we need another person to be able to try and understand who we are or what we're presenting, or trying to interpret what we mean. And in that, there is connection. And I never really thought about it like that. Anyway, it's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. I'll see if I see you then.